Paranorman. So Paranorman was released in the year 2012 and was directed by Chris Butler, whose first attempt at directing a movie was this movie, and Sam Fell, who had directed multiple professional projects before this, such as Tale of Desperox and Flushed Away. These directors in this movie are complemented with a robust cast consisting of Cody Smith McPhee as Norman, Anna Kendrick as Norman's sister, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse as Alvin. Before beginning, I'm going to be completely honest. I did not think that I was going to like Paranorman because I thought it was another one of those kids' movies. I didn't really like Lion King, never really liked Finding Nemo, never really saw Toy Story, or anything that people cherish as part of their quote unquote childhood. So expectations were really low for me during this movie. But those expectations were smashed away in the first few minutes. Looking at the gist of it, Paranorman is just a story about a kid that has superpowers to see ghosts and is forcibly wrapped into some mission to keep the town safe from a rising army of the dead. But deep down, the movie is about confronting your fears and accepting the unfamiliar. The movie creates a really well sense of atmosphere that when Norman goes into his room looking depressed. It's all dark and depressing and gloomy. It really makes you feel the mental state that the character is in and the emotions he's going through. And it makes you feel for the little guy and makes everyone else that teases him and gives him crap look really bad in comparison. Props to the animation and the lighting for that one. That was a really powerful scene. Another good thing about the movie is Norman's little friend Neil. Neil is probably the most relatable character in the movie. Because of many reasons. For example, one, because he's just there to hang out with his friend in a tough time and have fun. And two, when all the cryptic ghost stuff is going down, Neil is clearly really afraid of it. Speaking of terrifying things, this movie, while rated PG, will scare children out of their pants. There are some scenes in the movie that even I thought were a little bit on the grotesque and creepy side of things. Just the whole section where Norman's going through the mansion.
Hello? Mr. Prendergast? Ugh. Come on. Darn it.
Yeah, terrifying and jump scary stuff right there. If there was one gripe I had with the movie, and this would be really nitpicky of me, it would be about its pacing. Oh, the movie, it has some major pacing issues. And in fact, in the beginning of the movie, it feels super slow. I get it at its character development and everything, but they drag it on for so much. I actually had to check my clock multiple times just to know how much more of it was left. Then towards the end of the movie, it just goes too fast through many things. For example, Norman's parents just accept that he can see all these ghosts and talk to them way too quickly. And they even allow him to go into the woods way too fast. It feels kind of unreal and breaks from the realistic basis that the movie bases itself on in the beginning. Seriously, the pacing, it's probably the one gripe with the movie. So overall, I would honestly not recommend Paranorman to children, as some scenes are to be classified as way too grotesque and can barely even look like claymation. Seriously, if the claymation context was not already given, I would have trouble telling the difference between this being a low to medium budget CGI movie or claymation. I would honestly recommend this movie to teenagers and adults, as they will easily be able to chuckle at the humor of the movie while also enjoying some of the horror aspect of it. Like, seriously, it's a great movie for adults but and teenagers, but please keep the children away. That is, they're probably going to start sleeping in their parents' bed if they see it. So overall, I liked the movie's characters. I liked the way it was animated. I liked the inclusion of the relatable characters. I also liked the fact that each character in the movie had its own little pairing. Like Norman's sister was paired with that one dude with Neil's brother. Norman was paired with Neil. His parents were paired. Alvin was really not paired with anyone because nobody likes a bully. So overall, I would say the movie is really good, albeit some pacing issues, and would have been a solid full rating. Like these issues were not it. So I would rate Paranorman a solid 4 out of 5 stars because of how good it portrays its characters, the relatability of the characters, and how well it is presented.